guys? We are back for another Dokkan battle video. Tien is in game. I think that Tien is going to be very good. This is Tien from the 22nd World Tournament. If you guys were not aware, this Tien actually beats Goku, by the way. Tien wins in a fight. And, I mean, Tien does get a little bit lucky, but what is it that Master Roshi says? Luck is a skill. And that means we know I'm not very skillful. Yeah, so this is a 55% video. Dokkan Awakening him shouldn't be too bad. I believe it is 70 medals from Dokkan Fest Yamcha. Kind of a bummer that they are using Yamcha medals. I guess it makes sense because Tien does beat the shit out of Yamcha. Literally breaks his leg, which actually takes Yamcha out of commission for basically the entire Demon King Piccolo saga. By the way, the TUR for Tien, you know, sure enough, they did show Tien's TUR on the title for Million Arena, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get our boy leveled up there. Yep, perfect, okay. And then to awaken him to LR from TUR, it's going to be some more Yamcha medals, and then some of the Super Strike medals is what it's going to take to awaken Tien to LR. So let's get him the SA 20. I guess we'll just jump right over to the Mercenary Tao team. I believe Tao is the only 20% that our boy has, right? Is it? Yes. Yes, it is. Tao is the only one he's got. If we flip it over, let's jump on over here. He is also on Cell's team and EJL Kid Goku. But both of those, I mean, Androids and Accelerated Battle Tien's not on. And then Youth and Dragon Ball Seekers Tien is also not on. So, Tien, the only 220% Tien has is on Tao's team. Not the biggest deal, though. Because remember, Tien does have a pretty good leader skill. Final Trump Card and Earthling. Not bad, right? Final Trump Card, he has the 10th Anniversary Fusions on his team. So, that certainly does work pretty well. Alright, so I guess let's just go ahead and cut. And we'll come back, you know, in an event. Tien's team, or excuse me, Tao's team is what we'll do. Let's go.
ヤスとなら少しは楽しい勝負ができそうだぜ。北東に2300キロか。アロハ。
Alright, guys, here we go. 55% Tien. I think Tien will probably be effective at 55%. I mean, the one thing, though, is that, remember, he has no additionals built in whatsoever, right? So, we're not gonna see Tien be able to drop, any additionals, basically, under any circumstances. Now, remember, Tien and Tao work really well together. One of the first things we can talk about is their link set. So, Tien has a pretty shit link set. Well, I mean, he does have Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, which are just, like, default, which most good characters have got. And then, like, Infighter, Path to Power Kid Goku does have as well. Because remember, like, Tien's link set is bad, right? But there's a difference between being a bad link set and a link set that's bad, but it's, like, good right now. Like, the Ginyu Force links back in 2022 were, like, you know, bad, but they were essentially good because you're running practically a full Ginyu Force team, so you'd always have them up, and they'd always be getting those buffs. But, like, nowadays, the Ginyu Force's bad link set is, you know, a bummer. Right now, the link set for Tien is not going to be a problem. Most of the times, we're probably going to be running him next to Tao. So we have Crane School, Infighter, Dodon Ray, The Incredible Adventure, Got Into the Dragon Ball's Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power is Tien's link set. So, you know, things like Crane School and Dodon Ray fucking suck. I mean, look at this. This is Crane School right here, dude. This is not exactly a good link. But guess what? at this point in time, we are going to be able to activate that with Tao. Tao is also a great character, so it's not really going to be a huge deal. By the way, this is bullshit. 20% attack is all. This should be 25% attack, 25% defense, and 2 key. Like, with that limited roster of characters. Here's Dodon Ray, which eventually would become 15% attack on super attack. Also, this should be, 25% attack and 25% defense with how limited the roster for this is. Now, the way we want to use Tien, by the way, remember, he does have his battle motion. It's not the craziest battle motion, but he's at least got one. You could tell that, like, his sprite or whatever does look very good. We want to kind of, like, bounce him back and forth between slot 1 and 2 is essentially the way you want to play with him. It works well with Tao because Tao is pretty safe in either. I did just want to just double check to confirm, but this Goku Black actually is not on the Kamehameha category. And this Goku Black also does a melee super, which is what I really wanted to check. Remember that Tien has a Ki Blast nullification, so we'll have to make sure to get that in the video. I think I'm going to open with Tien in slot 1, and then, we'll see him be able to do a lot of damage in slot 2 next turn, right? Now, Tien is built similarly to Carnival, Kale, and Khalifa to an extent, where the first attack... Oh, okay, that would be worst case scenario right there. Tien should still be able to take it, but, like, that's exactly going to be like Tien's weakness, is what we just saw. Which always happens to me, where the first hit is a normal, and then the second fucking hit is the super. That's, worst case scenario for Tien. Because Tien, the first time Tien gets hit, he has 75% damage reduction up, no matter what slot he's in. Then, as the first attacker in the turn, he also gets 30% damage reduction, and then he's going to have 20% damage reduction for 3 turns. So, it's like he's way over 100% damage reduction on that first hit, but then the second hit, he's going to be at 50% damage reduction, which is a pretty significant difference, right? But that is, like, usually what we wouldn't want to see, is Tien, like, getting... I mean, Rainbow, he's probably going to be good regardless. I haven't really given it a lot of thought to what I want to do with his build. He does good damage, so additional certainly could be good. He doesn't really have much crits and shit like that. Dodge could be useful, but what if we gave the boy Tien just a good old-fashioned full offensive build? Like, looking at the way Tien's abilities are set up, chat, I mean, I might just go for, like, a, like a 27 additional 20 crit build or some shit like that is what I might do. Maybe if Dodge was a little bit more powerful right now, I could lean more into that, but you guys have known all year for months and months and months, I've told y'all I'm not as high on Dodge this year because there's so much Dodge canceling, right? So I'd just rather... avoid Dodge as much as possible. Go raw defense, damage reduction, guard, these types of abilities rather than relying on Dodge where half of the fights, Dodge is pointless. So, yeah, I might just go full offense for him. I think so. Any opportunity I can, give a character full offensive builds is pretty good, too, because I have such an excess of those types of equips that I've never really used too often, right? So that's good. Okay, now, we're here on this rotation. The reason I haven't cut yet, I mean, I'm gonna in 2 seconds, but this entire rotation, remember, they're all getting 30% defense from Tien. He does give defense for 2 turns. So, it's just like, we're gonna just start seeing shit like this more often, which is good. So this, like, there's a lot of incentive to me to bring Tien on the team. He's got support, and then the fucker is also, like, gonna be invincible in many situations. In slot 2 or 3, depending upon the fight, he's gonna have this huge dodge chance. He's also got a Ki Blast nullification, which can be very good. I'm just very favorable for this Tien, man. I think he's super good. So, all right, let's come back on the next rotation. Next turn, Tien is going to have a shit ton of 2-turn support, as you guys can see. Alright guys, so we could probably look at this turn right here as a bit of a weakness for Tien. So, remember the way Tien is set up, right? I guess I'll flash his kit back up on screen. Remember the way he's set up here, right? So, when receiving an attack as the first attacker, or, you know, when he actually, you know, does, like, something as a second or third attacker in the turn, he activates these abilities for a couple of turns here. But, like, in a situation like this, where Goku Black has got not very much HP left, you know, let's say we put Tiao, okay, because we would want Tien, you want to go back and forth, right? So if we put Tien in slot 1 right now, he already has his slot 1, that extra part of his passive is already up, right? Which is this. And, I mean, remember, we know, like, for years, characters have had, you know, things like this. We can't, like, reapply this. Like, this is up, and it's up for 3 turns, and then it goes away. So, like, if we put him in slot 1 on this rotation, he doesn't re-up this, right? Next turn, this is not going to be up no matter what, right? So we'd have to reapply it again. So that's why, like, he's set up to where you'd flip back and forth between slot 1 and 2. You could just run him in slot 2 the whole time for probably, like, kind of like more overall damage. And you could just run him in slot 1 the whole time as well. Like, slot 2 for more overall damage, or run him in slot 1. But, like, going back and forth would make him a little bit more effective. You can do that successfully because Tao is good, and Tao is not really a danger. Like, running Tao like that is not really going to be a problem for us. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to avoid any rainbow orbs for Tao. And, I mean, let's hopefully be able to get Tien to attack right here. Now, remember, Tien at 55%, he has no additionals built into his kit whatsoever, right? So we're not going to see Tien additional in this video at all. Because in my 55% videos, we're Link level 1, no equips, right? Is the way I do these videos. So Tien can't additional at all. So he's only ever going to be doing his 1 super. Additional, fuck, of course. Now, dude, how many times have we seen Tao additional normal? Now the fucking bastard additional supers. Yep, okay, perfect. So now we're going to go into Tien's next turn. And, I mean, he's not going to have his passive up at all. Damn, I guess I should have just ran him in slot 1. I didn't mention it yet, but Tien does stack attack from his 18-key super. So, that was a bit unfortunate right there. Alright, guys, here we are. Unfortunate that we're not going to be able to see Tien in slot 2 quite yet. Although, I'm definitely going to run him. I'm just going to fucking run him in slot 2 right here. Because this Zamasu right here can seal. And I would just rather not have multiple turns of bullshit happen. So we're just going to let Tien sit in slot 2 like this. We have Pata Power Kid Goku support. We're going to have General Blue support up. Remember, we don't have Tien's slot 1 ability. It's not activated right now. Let's just do this. It is definitely worth it, too. Because I wouldn't want to go 2 turns in a row without Tien getting to attack. And Zamasu can seal, right? So, okay. Yep, there it is right here. This is also not a Ki Blast. Goku Black and Zamasu, the next phase, they are going to be doing Ki Blast super attacks. Oh, he dodged that. That doesn't really matter so much. We still got the attack stack, so it's not the biggest deal that he dodged right there. But yeah, the Goku Black and Zamasu LR, their 12 key, the super that we'll be seeing, is going to be a Ki Blast. So we could, you know, put Tien in front of that, and hopefully he'll be able to get the nullification for us. Alright, well, we'll keep going. We do have access to Tien's active skill, which is a big fucking hammer, by the way. That Tien active skill is going to hit very hard. Oh, cool, yeah, let's go ahead and get Super Saiyan 4 Goku out for a little bit more support for Tien, sure. Remember, that's a huge thing about Tao's team. We're going to be able to have massive amounts of support here on Tao's team, and it's good care. Like, remember, the thing with all this, you go, oh, well, that's him with 50 million support, but, like, you're running General Blue and Pata Power Kid Goku on the team anyway. You would want to run HEL Super Saiyan 4 Goku anyway, so, remember, at the argument thing, like, about support, like, oh, it's all this support, that shit goes out the window when it's just the best characters in the game anyway, right? Like, it's, right? So, alright, guys, so remember, Tien is stacking attack with his 18-key super attack. His 12-key super, he is not stacking attack, actually. Here, why don't I just go ahead and throw it up on screen. So with the 18 key super, again, he's getting a 50% attack stack, Mega Colossal damage to enemy, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. That attack stacking is really going to help the active skill, his Tri-Beam, to be devastating. And he can do a lot of damage with that Tri-Beam. It can be quite good from what I've seen. Then his 12 key super is just 30% attack for 1 turn and lowers enemy attack and defense. I assume the reason why Tien and Tao don't have defense on their super attack effects is to prevent them from being like, I don't want to call them invincible slot 3 characters, but like super effective slot 3 characters for a while to come. Because remember, both Tao and Tien have a lot of damage reduction, man. So it's like, if, like, Dokkan very clearly, it seems to me like they're kind of designing characters to be a little bit more easily power crept right now, rather than just, all right, you know, because the character has no flaws, now we just have to up the damage dealt by bosses by 3 times to overcome it, right? Which, you know, is like the issue Legends has with Ultra Majin Vegeta. Like, they're gonna have to just, all right, well, you know, like that's, they're just gonna have to raise the raw numbers to the roof, since Majin Vegeta does everything and is perfect in every way, basically. That's, I think, what Dokkan, I mean, it's different because it's PvP versus single player game, but you guys get the point, right? I think they're trying to avoid that. That's why standbys exist, which don't overlap with so many of the different standby types, and domains exist, which don't overlap with the domains, right? It's, I think, to make characters easier to power creep. A lot of people hear that and go, no, we hate that, but, I mean, it's a gotcha. You know, tough titties, man. The sky's blue. Let's argue about that. Please don't super cocksucker. Okay? Okay, cool. Because I do want that stack right there. Alright, so his damage is definitely much lower in slot 1, right? But defensively, he's gonna be very, very good. Alright, let's just keep going. Next turn, we're gonna be going up against Goku Black and Zamasu. So they are gonna be pretty gross, potentially. We'll try and get that nullification. Should I just transform Gogeta right here so we have the Scouter, so we can put Tien in front of the super? Yes, let's do that. I'm gonna do that right here. Let's go ahead and get Gogeta out. I'll probably float Gogeta as well. Oh, shit. Our rotation. Damn. General Blue member wants to be with a Mission Execution or a Dragon Ball Saga character. Yeah, I do gotta run Gogeta in slot 1 right here. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Alright, we'll come back next turn. Alright, guys, we're coming back. I think if we proc Tien's Tri-Beam in slot 2, let's just look at this quickly. I think we would activate some of these abilities. Yeah, okay. The Tri-Beam would activate this, right? So if we use the Tri-Beam in slot 2 and then place him in slot 1, he would have that highlighted. I don't think he would get this, though. This, he has to be in slot 2 to get this. Using the Tri-Beam in slot 2, then placing him in slot 1 will not get him that. And the way this is set up, using the Tri-Beam in slot 1 is not going to get him that. But if we use the Tri-Beam in slot 2, we can get this active in slot 1. So, I think maybe we'll just do that right here. They are doing a Ki Blast Super. They are not a Kamehameha category enemy. So, we have a 50% chance to nullify the Ki Blast. Now, remember, this is the exact type of ability that gets hugely increased by the attack stacking. This makes this and this a lot more powerful. So it's like characters that have got that shit, that's why it's huge if they stack attack, right? That's why, like, Tao's active skill is pretty worthless. Doesn't really do very much because he doesn't stack attack. If he did, it would become a fucking hammer like the Tri-Beam is. I'm just gonna pop this right here. We could keep stacking, but my gut, my 6th or even my 7th sense is telling me now's the time.
舞台だ。気候法
All right, notice right there, by the way, when he did the tri-beam, he was not super effective against all types, right? Because in order to get that, we actually have to... I believe the way it works is he has to get orbs in slot 2. So we're not going to be super effective against all types. We're 55%, so he is going to have the 10% chance to crit, right? But he's not going to be doing a ton of damage against this boss, unfortunately, right? All right, so there's his defense. Remember, we do have some of those slot 2 abilities activated. The tri-beam, by the way, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then he gets 24 ki for 1 turn. And he can use the tri-beam instantly if there's a Turtle School or a Kamehameha enemy. So, all right, yeah, let's just do this. Let's see if we can get the counter as well. Let's go ahead and hit this. Sure, okay. All right, we're going to get the Dokkan attack. All right, let's see if we get the nullification. He should be able to dodge right here. Let's see. We get the nullification. We got it. We got it. You could tell because there's that little flash. Really sick. This is... Tien does this against Yamcha right here. Yamcha fires the Kamehameha. Oh, we got the crit on it, too. Nice. Fuck, yeah, nice. Yep, there's his dodging. So, that confirms it, yep. The tri-beam in slot 2 activates that highlighted portion, but it does not give him, like, the super effective part. In order to have that, he has to actually get orbs in slot 2, right? Still, it does... like, Tien's active skill turn is kind of a god turn, though. Because it allows him to get a ton... Like, Tien's active actually is, like, so powerful. Because not only can it do massive damage... Did that do 52 million? Through type disadvantage? What? That was 52, right? What the fuck? Dude, Tien is good. Right? I'm not... Don't fucking listen to Dokkan Twitter, man. Who fucking hates everything, okay? If it ain't fucking perfect, it fucking sucks in Dokkan Twitter's eyes, man. They're bad, right? Like, they're fucking bad, dude. Anything that comes out is dog shit to them, right? Like, no, Tien is a fucking beast, man. He's good. All right, yeah, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going here. Yeah. I mean, Tien is looking good to me. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get Tien in slot 2 this time, right? Now, the team is pretty good, but we could potentially be about to run into issues, once we reach, let's set this, we could be about to run into issues, once Goku Black and Zamasu, are going to, like, get into their big, damage, right? Like, once they get the increased damage, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Now, Tien, this is the first turn we've had key issues. His intro lasts for 10 turns, and we see that this is now Tien's 11th turn, so his intro's off. He gets 4 to 8 key randomly at the start of turn, for 10 turns. So, that's the thing. His intro is off right here. Right. Alright, let's see what the damage is going to be, that Tien's going to do and stuff like that. Tao is still going to be fine right here, but once Goku Black and Zamasu get that extra damage, it does begin to get a little bit spooky, let's just say that. We'll see how we're going to do. Alright, Tao, very good, sure. Alright, Tien. Tien-sama. What do you got for us? Let's see. And Tien, we're missing a little bit of ki, so we could get a little bit extra damage. That 54 million. But, I mean, he's going to be very effective. Like, the thing is, Tien is one of these characters where we're not really going to see him taking damage too much. I guess I'm interested to see how he's going to fare. Probably next turn, we're going to have Goku Black and Zamasu below their threshold, so they're going to have really increased damages. Tien probably won't be able to survive in slot 1. Type disadvantage. It's not a super class AGL character, but it is still an AGL character. We would probably be better off just running Tien in slot 2 for the rest of the fight. I think like a rainbowed Tien would probably be okay. Maybe I could consider giving Tien raw defensive equips as well. Those are always good for these like high damage reduction characters. I don't think I would regret that. Well, alright chat, we'll come back next turn. Where Goku Black and Zamasu's damage is probably about to jump up quite a bit. Alright, we haven't gotten Goku Black and Zamasu below their threshold quite yet. Okay. Let's try and do our best to get Tien a lot of ki, and then also Path to Power Kid Goku his orbs. Yeah, that's pretty good. That 9 is going to be our best right there. Yep, okay, perfect. And then let's just make sure Kid Goku, yep, gets that. 5 or 7. I mean, we'll get as many orbs as we can back there, but remember, when Path to Power Kid Goku in slot 3, 5 will suffice. Now, Path to Power Kid Goku on rotation is going to be fucking massive for Tien and Tao. Both of them will really eat off of Kid Goku giving that damage reduction support, right? Alright, Tien's up to 68 million right there. Good damage levels, although, remember, we, you know, aren't getting any additionals in or anything. Okay, sure. Alright, we'll just keep going through this run. I mean, we have seen, I guess, we have seen all of Tien's abilities, right? Like, you know, we've seen his support, we did get the nullification, we used his active skill. Like, we have, yeah, seen every ability that Tien has to offer, actually. That's pretty good. I think maybe, let me just... One thing I do want to do is let Tien KO with his active skill. Maybe we'll just go into, like, a Dokkan event, and let Tien do that and see how it's gonna go. Ooh, we might get cooked right here. General Blue could get smoked in this rotation. Let's just stay here. I won't cut right here. Because notice the attack buff symbol that Goku Black and Zamasu have at the top of the screen. Like, once you see that show up, they transform and become one of the more terrifying bosses in the game that's not in festival battles, right? Their damage is really crazy. Their normal damage gets insane. Their super attack is, like, way over 6 million. They just become a very devastating boss once that attack buff is up right there. I'm sure Super Saiyan 4 Goku and EGL Gogeta are both going to be fine, but General Blue would be my fear. I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku should be okay here. We've gotten a lot of stacks with him. Remember, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is much better defensively after attacking than most people give him credit for. Like, it's pretty easy to have him outright tanking Vegeto's super attacks in festival battles. The 25 million damage supers that Vegito does. This Goku can eat those pretty casually. Alright, here's the super attack. Again, I'm pretty sure Goku should be able to eat this fine. Yeah, Goku's fucking insane. Remember, that's no GT, no Saiyan Roar, right? Like, we're not next to his best friend partner. Alright, now General Blue has got to fucking dodge, dude. These super attack, these normals will kill us. I don't know if one normal will kill us, because we do have type advantage, but these normals are really fucking scary. Okay. Dodge, bud. Yep. Okay. Alright. We did have Tien, and Tien was in slot 2 last turn, so that means he's up for slot 1. I mean, let's see. Let's see how it goes. We can go ahead and heal up a little bit right there, which is good. I think we're probably gonna get smoked right here, but that's okay. I'm really wondering, like, what I want to do with the build. Raw defense or just full additional and crit. I think giving him raw defense probably is the move. Oh, this is 100% damage reduction. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, wasn't it? Was that not the first hit? I guess while I was blabbering away, I must have missed that was the second hit. That wasn't the first hit? If it was there's no way he's taking damage at all from the first hit ever, right? So that must have been the second hit. Okay. Yeah, they hit super hard. I think I'm probably gonna go raw defense for Tien, and then the rest of it I'll just put into additionals and crits. Man, it probably really would be a good idea to give him the raw defense, would it? Or just go full offense, because he's going to get a lot of I mean, the thing with additionals, though, is, I mean, oh, additional normal, additional normal, additional normal, you know, I give him the raw defense, and we're always going to be getting value from that. Crits can be good for him as well, too. Let me just go into a Dokkan event. So, Tien's Tri-Beam active skill right here. We could do it on turn 5, or if there's a Turtle School or Kamehameha enemy. So I just want to have Tien drop the active skill against one of these like Dokkan event enemies and just see what kind of like the KO screen looks like with his active skill. Yeah, okay, so he doesn't really have, like, a KO screen or anything like that, but, I mean, this does kind of look like one, right? Like, it's not an actual KO screen, but, I mean, it kind of is. You know, I mean, I could turn that into a short and say Tien active skill KO screen. Who cares, right? So, all right, guys, there's LR Tien. I really like him. I think he's very good. I mean, of course, he's going to feast off of link levels, equips, you know, dupes, being Rainbow Star and stuff like that. But I think Tien, like, again, he's very good. He's very strong. Is he... I mean, I don't think he's competing with, like, what I would consider the untouchable top 5. But, I mean, he's, like, next up. Tien, to me, feels like he's in kind of like the classic characters with, like, AGL, Kid Goku, Hit, Tech Kefla, and then maybe we could talk about some of the LRs. You know, the big there's a big group of LRs that I don't think are super far apart. You know, Great Vegeta, Beast, maybe like Goku and Frieza. You know, you can start talking about like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Namek Goku, like a bunch of LRs, you know, kind of in that mix. Tien, again, I like him, man. I think that this LR Tien, he's pretty good. And I think especially when we get these dupes in him and the equips and shit like that, I mean, he's going to be kicking ass, man. That's what I think. So let me know what you guys think, but I do think that this Tien, this boy is very, very good. Very, very good. Kerplow! And he does stack, which obviously is huge. Oh, there's his debuff. We got to see his attack and defensive debuff right there. Stacking, of course, is always huge, right? In a meta where fights so often are going turn, you know, 10 plus, 12 plus, turn 15 plus. All right, guys, so there was 55% LR Tien. Again, I think that Tien is actually very, very good. I like him quite a bit. All right, so this is Crane School's True Strength, Tien. Leader Skills, Final Trump Card, or Earthling category key, 3 and 200% of stats. So, I mean, remember, they made Yellow Crane LRs just straight up legitimate leaders. Because, I mean, obviously the 220% are better, but remember the way these leader skills are structured, right? Where, I mean, you're probably going to be running a lot of characters who are not on 220% leader skill buff, but are truthfully just on a 170% buff, right? So, I mean, you know, for showcases, obviously I'd want to get the character on the 220%, but just kind of cutting right in the middle for a full 200% to the whole team, in most instances right now, it's probably going to be better, right? Like, I like this. This was a great change. Again, 2025 Dokkan may have its problems, and certainly it's slowed down since, you know, Golden Week, but like, they've made a number of huge improvements to the game, including this. These leader skills for Yellow Coin LRs, this is good. That's good. Tien's passive skill, Crane School's Backbone. So he just activates his intro as soon as he shows up, no condition. And he gets 4 to 8 ki randomly at the start of turn for 10 turns. Remember, we are in a meta where it's, you know, we're going to see that run out probably. He gets 2 ki, 250% attack and defense at the start of turn. And then he gives all allies 30% defense for 2 turns. That shit is crazy. They just threw that shit on there. This is just a throw-in. And it's very effective. I mean, that's nice. Right? Just defense at all times for 6 characters, basically. Like, that's really effective. But, like, for his first hit he receives, he has 75% damage reduction up. Then after receiving an attack as the first attacker in the turn, he gets 400% defense, 30% damage reduction, and then he gets 3 ki, 100% attack, 200% defense, and 20% damage reduction for 3 turns. Did I misinterpret that? Is that... So in slot 1... I gotta go back and double check that, because we saw him eat, was it 1.8 million damage? For a second, I thought that was the first attack he ate, but, because it's like, I assume that this was up instantly, right? So the first attack he'd eat, he'd have over 100% damage reduction, but maybe it's the second. I can't really explain it well, but if I would, like, end the recording and then view it and see, like, okay, was it the first attack or second attack? Because I was blabbering away what happened, right? Like, then I, you know, to, like, edit the video and, like, I could get the video up in, like, 30 minutes after I'm done recording, but if I would do that and check, it would take, like, 10 hours. Like, it's, yeah, anyway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's that. But he gets a lot of defense right there, right? Then as the second or third attacker in the turn, he gets 100% attack, 200% defense, and he becomes super effective against all types for 4 turns. That part, remember, is triggered by getting orbs in slot 2 or 3. And then he gets 400% attack, 200% defense, and a 70% chance to dodge when attacking. You can use the active skill in slot 2 or 3 and activate this immediately, then place him in slot 1 and he'll have it up. So remember that, like, Tien has a ridiculous god turn that we can do. Like, he really does, which is awesome. Then when receiving a Ki Blast Super, he has a 50% chance to nullify and counter it. And then if it's a Kamehameha category enemy, it is a 100% nullification and counter, which is awesome. He has his active skill, the Tri-Beam, which can really hit hard, because Tien is an attack stacker and he just has so many attack buffs up. He could do this at any time if there's a Turtle School or Kamehameha enemy, or 5th turn from the start of battle, so he has a great condition, easy peasy. And he does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then 24 ki for 1 turn. It's really powerful, though. Like, as we're doing the World Tour and stuff like that, we're going to be seeing him drop this, and he's going to be doing 90 million damage plus with this shit, right? Like, he hits very hard with the Tri-Beam. His 12 ki super attack is the Dodon Ray. He gets 30% attack for 1 turn, does colossal damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. His 18 ki super attack, his ultra super attack, is the Open Ball Fist. Isn't it just the Volleyball Fist? What do they call it? Isn't it just the Volleyball Fist? No way the shitty global translator is doing bullshit. Hold on. I need to know. Is this garbage? Are we infecting us with bullshit again? I must know. Alright, chat. Volleyball Fist. What the fuck? Why not just call it Volleyball Fist? Am I nitpicking? Why not just fucking call it Volleyball Fist? Okay. Bro, anyway. Earthbred Fighters. You know, people were upset with me. Can you shut up about complaining about mission execution? No. No. It's a stupid fucking translation. Mission accomplished. Bam. Way more obvious. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, anyway. His 18 key super, the Ultra Super, Open Ball Fist. He gets a 50% attack stack, does mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. Yeah, so he is set up for the Million Arena for sure, you know, because the lowering attack is huge in the second stage of Million Arena. Yeah, and he's designed around doing one gargantuan hit rather than, you know, 5 supers or something like that. So he's designed to decimate Million Arena. 150%, 12 key multiplier, 150%, 24 key multiplier, 200%, normal for like some LRs. His link set here: Crane School, Infighter, Dodon Ray, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance to the Dragon Balls, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. His link set does kind of suck, but right now it doesn't suck because good characters, Tao, Pat the Power Kid Goku, AGL Kid Goku, right? Like, a link set is only as good or as bad as the partners. People would look at, like, a GT Super Saiyan 4 and go, oh my god, their link set are so fucking good because of, like, Saiyan Roar or something like that. But Saiyan Roar has been worthless for so much of the game's life cycle if there's not 2 Saiyan Roar characters that are good, right? So while Tien's link set, you look at it and go, it is bad, it's not bad right now because he has great... Oh, Chi-Chi, too. Chi-Chi, both Kid Goku's Tao, really good characters are out right now that have 4 links with him. So, like, you know, it's bad, but it's not bad. And then General Blue down here has 3 as well. So that's very good. And then, yeah, pretty easy to get his super attack up. There's 500 Tiens in the game. All right, so there's all that. Now we just have to take a look at our GOATS categories right here. Okay. So LRTN has a few categories. He's buffing some weaker teams, so he is definitely exploding the floor of a lot of teams we have here. So here, this is the final trump card category. He, of course, leads this, and there are many very good characters. So Tien is leading a pretty damn good team. Final trump card right there. Then Tien is also on the Earthling category team. Earthling has gotten quite a few decent characters of late, which is awesome. Then Tien is also on the World Tournament category. I will always take an elite character added to this team. This is awesome. LRTN being on the World Tournament category. Definitely pretty pumped about that. Yeah, dude, there is actually a character I do not have. The Krillin, right? One day I'll get him, chat. One day. Then Tien is also on Dragon Ball Saga. Right now is probably the best that Dragon Ball Saga ever has been. Probably. LRTN, Tao, General Blue, AGL Kid Goku, Pat the Power Kid Goku, Chi-Chi. That's a pretty fearsome 6-man lineup right there. That's really good. Like, Dragon Ball Saga, that's a legitimate team. Like, for real, for real. Very good. Then, Tien is also on the Bond of Master and Disciple. And remember, Tien doesn't have category, like... So, like, Tien truly is a buff for every category he's on, because he doesn't have category restrictions. I wouldn't even mind category restrictions on a Yellow Coin LR, not really. But, I mean, he doesn't have them. Yeah, dude, he's very good. Yesterday, like, I was saying, like, yeah, dude, I think he's, like, I think he's, like, the 6th best unit in the game. People were like, oh, you're lying. I said, what? Oh, bro, what is the flaw? Like, why not? Huh? Then we're also on Bond of Friendship. Very strong category. But Bond of Friendship has not had a leader. This is, dude, I hate this shit. I'm gonna plop it up on screen right here. Take a look at this bullshit, man. I hate when they fucking do this with categories. So, Tech Kefla comes out. This is October of 2021. Got a leader skill. Cool. Pan comes out July of 2022. Gets a leader skill. Cool. And nothing since. Nothing since. This is a very good category, by the way. Look at it. This is a very good category. So, it would be sick to have this as a leader skill, right? For sure, for sure. So there's that. Then Tien is, of course, an Earthbred Fighter category character as well. So, you know, a lot of great options over there, which is good. And then finally, Tien is on the tournament participants because, of course he is, right? Like, tournament participants, they are just spamming the hell out of this category this year. They're like, all right, been 5 minutes, tournament participant time. That's just how it goes. So let me know what you guys think of LRTN 55%. I really like him, man. I don't know. I'm very favorable for this kind of character. I really like bringing a character that is... I know we did see him die in the video, but I mean, it was a really tough matchup for 55% type disadvantage LR, right? But I think it's going to be pretty rare for Tien to die. Like, there's going to be a lot of situations... Like, him and Tao are going to be able to swallow up a lot of punishment, man. So, like, I really like him quite a bit. So, let me know what you guys think of the Yellow Coin LR STR Tien. We're definitely going to be getting a lot of showcases and a lot of footage done with this boy. I think that this guy is definitely an ass kicker, for sure.